Hello, in this short video I'm going to reflect on whether our curriculum at Colegio La Llanita, a rural school in Simacota, Santander, provides the elements needed to develop the communicative competence in English, and how this vision aligns or sometimes conflicts with the reality of teaching in a rural Colombian context. According to our school's Proyecto Educativo Institucional, our English curriculum is grounded in constructivist sociocultural learning theories. Inspired by Dewey, Piaget, and Vygotsky, the school emphasizes aprender haciendo, learning by doing. As a core principle, students are expected to collaborate through projects in real-life problem-solving situations. At the same time, the Ministry of Education highlights communicative language teaching and task-based learning instruction as central to developing linguistic, sociolinguistic, and pragmatic competencies. This means that our curriculum encourages functional use of language through authentic tasks rather than mere memorization. However, the rural reality in our community creates a big gap between policy and practice. In terms of resources, although the school has access to men-provided textbooks like Way to Go and English Plays, along with Pearson's Go-Getter series and television sets in each classroom, connectivity issues and outdated devices limit the use of authentic input and immediate online materials students could use easily and more productively. Another challenge is insufficient time. Even when year 6 to 11 students have 4 hours of English lessons per week, this is reduced to approximately 2.5 hours of full productive work due to the educational system implemented in rural schools in Colombia, Escuela Nueva and Postprimaria. This scheme allows me to meet every group only half of the class time individually, as the other half groups have to be combined in multi-grade classrooms where I must divide attention between 2 different year groups, topics, and activities. Unfortunately, this system does not allow neither the teacher nor the students to completely focus on the development of the communicative competence for obvious reasons, meaning that in the best case scenario, students only progress to A1 or A2 proficiency, falling short of the B1 benchmark expected in the Saber 11 English exam. This gap reflects tensions between curriculum ideals and assessment realities. Another important factor is students' life expectations. Many imagine their future as parents, housewives, or laborers. University education often feels out of reach as their parents never pursued it. Consequently, motivation to learn English is low, since students do not connect it to a possible future. Thus, they do not consider that learning a language is a powerful asset for them. Additionally, in primary school, English is usually taught by teachers without formal qualifications in the subject. They do their best, but without the necessary training, students reach year 6 with very limited English skills. This is critical because research shows that early exposure is essential for language acquisition. By the time students arrive in my classroom, they often lack even basic vocabulary and pronunciation skills. At the policy level, there is also a noticeable gap between investment in urban and rural schools. Bilingualism projects often focus on urban centers, while rural schools like ours receive fewer resources. This creates structural inequity that directly affects students' chances of achieving communicative competence. Despite these constraints, communicative teaching does happen to some extent. I implement strategies such as role plays and dramatizations for everyday functions like shopping or ordering food in a restaurant. Project-based tasks such as bilingual brochures about local touristic places. Contextualized learning activities, for example, describing students' own houses. Formative assessment tools, including self and peer assessment rubrics to encourage reflection and learning autonomy. In conclusion, even though our curriculum provides a strong theoretical framework for communicative competence, there are systematic barriers such as limited resources, insufficient time, and disadvantageous rule conditions that hinder its full implementation and success. Yes, 21st century teaching requires adaptability, At Colegio La Llanita, this is expressed through the small but powerful strategies that bring English life in a rural Colombian classroom. Thank you and see you next time.